So today I'm gonna do a review of the GoPro drone Karma. I'm gonna do a whole unboxing. I already unboxed this drone, but I'm gonna unbox it again in front of you. I'm gonna show you what's inside the box, and then I'm gonna show you, how to install it, what are some of the mounts, and what comes all in the GoPro Karma. So I ordered the GoPro Karma about 2 weeks ago, and I ordered the whole package with the GoPro 5. That also was discounted $100 if you got the whole bundle. I think it was worth it because it comes with the whole backpack and the gimbal, the gimbal plus the camera, and I think it's a good value with the backpack. So let's see what's inside the box. The GoPro comes in a box like this, and they delivered within 2 days. Well, if you ordered it in the United States 2 weeks ago, at least. When you pull it out, it's packaged like this. So you have this little foil on there, and it's in the backpack. There's the handle. What you do is you kind of slide out this cardboard box. And it comes in a nice black backpack. The backpack is completely slick. It's completely thin, and look how thin it is. So it's thin. It's got the straps. Super stylish. You can't really fit much more in the side of the Karma itself. On the strap, you got a mount where you can put the gimbal. It's pretty comfortable. I've crossed rivers with it now, and I've rock climbed with it, so it's not bad. So let's take a look at what's inside. Let's open it up. Right when you open it up, you're going to be presented with the Karma. The GoPro 5 is already here, and controls here, and I actually have the propellers on because I already used it, but the propellers are off, and all these manuals are on the bottom, right? So let me show you what all is inside there. The propellers are off, so I'm going to take them off, that I show you how it looks when it comes in the box when they're off, okay? Well, first so this is how you expand it. Let's assume we put the propellers on. I'll show you how to put them on and off later. So this is how you take the arms off, and then you fold the feet, right? You fold the feet like that, and that's the Karma, right? And I'll place it here so that we can talk about what else is in the package. So it comes with a charger right here, and this charger is classic, right? You have this on laptops. The end pieces are weird though. They put a new micro USB charger, right? So once again, they changed the ports on all of this, and then there's this weird port, and we'll talk about this port in a second. And then the typical plug-in. So I'll put this on the side. What else was in the box? So this was a kind of just a foam to hold the GoPro in place. As you can see, the Karma had a GoPro in the front here. The GoPro 5 already is in the front. It's attached on the gimbal. So this was just protecting the GoPro. Then you had the gimbal itself. The handle for the gimbal. So what you do when you want to use it, you take it out of the drone and you put it in here. We'll check that out in a second. And then it comes with a little pouch of some mounts. There's a different casing for the GoPro 5. There's different mounts. What's important to note when using this mount is I couldn't take it off from the classic mounts, right? Like you slide it on something, and I couldn't take it off. That's because for the new style, you have to lift up this rubber thingy. You lift it up, and then you can press it. It didn't let me press it, and I couldn't slide it out. So that's something to note. Otherwise, slick design. Finally got rid of the screw, kind of flush here. And this is the door that you want to put on the GoPro, and we'll talk about that in a second. My friend Lars did a great video. I'll put a link down below on how to use this door. Then there's this mount. This mount goes on the grip itself, so check it out. Goes on the grip itself, and then you can close it, right? And then this holds the whole gimbal on your backpack, right? If I were to put it on my chest, it would hold it, or if you would have it on your helmet on the side, so it would hold the gimbal, right? So that's all that comes in this. Now when you unwrap the Karma, as I said, the propellers are off, right? So the propellers are off. Look, let me take one propeller off. And this is kind of just a plastic piece protecting it, sitting on top of the arm itself when you unwrap it. But in fact, if you don't do heavy carrying or traveling, you can keep the propellers on in the backpack, and I've seen it in the GoPro videos. So let me know if you have an experience of them breaking inside. Then there's a controller. That's their own proprietary controller, so no need of third-party phones, iPhones, nothing like on the DJI. I kind of like it. It feels really sturdy, and we'll talk about what it does, what are some of the functions. But you know, I can really skip that because when you turn on the controller for the first time, it gives you a demo and tutorial of how to use it. So it's kind of, right? And then there's just a box here. So there's just a box right here on the left that has extra propellers, and this is where all the other propellers were when you unwrap it. All of them were inside there. And then there's a little key that you can use to take the propellers off in case they were to get stuck, right? It kind of just like latches right here, see? And it rotates. I didn't have the need to use it yet. So that's kind of the basics of what's inside. Let's take a look at the gimbal itself, right? So let's take a look at the Karma itself. So I'm gonna put this propeller back on. It actually shows you which way to screw it on. And what's important to note is there's a black top and a black little knob. So the black goes on black because there's also a silver, you see? There's also a silver that goes on a silver, so I'll show you. So if I take this off, so as I said, there's a one that's silver, goes on silver, and then there's a black that goes on black. So it's important to notice that because I was first screwing it on and I couldn't get the propellers on. So that's how the propellers look, and pretty much slick design, as I said, really light. Majority of this thing is the battery. So you pull the battery by putting your 2 fingers here and pulling out this tab. When you pull this tab out, kind of put your thumb here, and that's the battery. So this is the battery, and there's a little button here you can click to check the status of the charge, right? So I'll click it, you see it's full charge. It's kind of bright outside, so you might not be able to see it, but this is the battery. It's pretty much the whole weight of the drone. Like, the drone's light. It's really the battery that's the main weight. And as I said, there's the weird thing on the charger that I talked about. So the weird thing is, right, their whole design, so that you really need to buy this charger. You know, you really need to buy this charger. If you misplace, you know, this charger, you won't be able to charge the battery. You really need their charger. It's kind of weird, but it works pretty smooth. You just take it in, you know, like this, with the GoPro sign on top, and you plug it in. There it is. And you can charge the GoPro at the same time, or you can charge the controller, it's in the front, at the same time, right? So that's neat. You can charge 2 things at the same time, which is convenient because there's really charging the drone, right, and the controller or the camera. So that's how the battery looks. And then when you want to take it off, you just kind of wiggle it out. And again, when you're putting the battery in, you're gonna slide it in here remember, this has to be out. Slide it in here with your thumb, press that, and it's locked. You can fold the wings, the feet. I'm not gonna fold the propellers yet, but let's look at the GoPro 5 itself. And I'm not gonna do a tutorial on what the GoPro 5 does. You guys should kind of be familiar with it, but I'll show you. You know, it's cool that you can voice control. That's probably my favorite new attribute. So how do you take the gimbal out, right? You see this lock button here, you twist it, you say unlocked, and you pull it out. That's all. And when you look inside there, try to shine light in there. When you look inside there, you see there's that proprietary, or there's that charger, that charges it, right? This. And if you were to look into gimbal itself, so now the gimbal acts as a drone. Same thing inside. So you would have just plugged it in here, right? You plug it in here, and what's important to note is before you plug it in, you actually have to unlock the grip itself. So you unlock it, and only at that point will this fully slide in there. You saw, just fully clicked in, and then you lock it, and you kind of hear it lock. So that's it. So when you turn on the grip, look, I'm gonna turn it on. Once again, it's gonna give you battery life, and look, suddenly it just turned on. This is the gimbal. It's really smooth. Check out the footage I did by walking down from the parking lot to a rock climbing wall through the water. I'm attaching the footage right now. Yeah, that was awesome, right? You saw how steady that was, and that was me having it on a chest mount on my chest, and it was still shaking. If I had it on the backpack mount, it could have been better. But look at this. And then you flip it like this. So this is how it would be if it was on your backpack. You would have this mount that would be holding it, right, to the side of you, and you would be walking down This is how it would be on the backpack. So, and then when you want to open the GoPro, just click this button here. Kind of just slides out, opens. You know, pull it out, and that's the GoPro. So this is how the mount looks inside. There's a mini HDMI and the micro USB charger, the new model that we saw on this charger here, right? Same model, and that we saw on the inside of the gimbal. So it fits nicely in. And the GoPro slides nicely in here, but what I don't like is it does start scratching the GoPro. It starts putting scratches on it as you enter it. They try to rubberize it and make it nice and cushy, but it's just scratching the GoPro. I'm not too happy about it. And this is where Lars was talking about, my buddy, about how to put the door on it. So what you do to put the door on, you put how it opens, because if you were to open it like this, you will have a hard time. But what Lars says is press the button, put your fingernail in this little seam, and then it opens up nicely. Go the GoPro in there again. Hopefully not get it scratched too much. There it is, it's inside there. Click, and then we're gonna make sure we face this towards the thing inside, right? Like that. And lock it. It's important to lock it. Right? Don't forget to lock it. It's a nice and comfortable lock. Now the GoPro's ready for flight. So before we fly the GoPro Karma, I'd like to show you the controller. This is how the controller looks, right? This is the controller. You open it, nice, and the hinge is pretty good. And I'm in the dark here. I'm kind of in the shade here so that we see on the display. You have these two joysticks. So one joystick, this one makes you go up and down, right? So flying up, then flying down, and then turning it left makes you rotate sideways. So left, like that, and then right, like that. So one more time, up, down, right, left. What does this joystick do? So this joystick, I'm gonna do it with the other hand. If you go forward, you go forward, zzz, at the same plane. You go backwards, you go backwards. So, zzz, zzz. And then if you do sideways, you actually go sideways. So right, sideways. So if I were to go up, sideways, if I were to go like up and sideways, I'd go like that. What is this here? So this controls the angle of the camera. You use this for the angle of the camera to angle down and up on the Karma. And then there's a right side here that has, you can tag each image, or here you click shoot, right? Just as on the GoPro, same controls. And then you have two buttons in the middle. You have the GoPro, you have the start stop and automatic landing, and I guess you have the power button. So if I were to click the power button on, it's gonna boot up. Right, see? So you're gonna slide up. It's actually touchscreen too, and it tells me right now, it says GoPro Karma not found, meaning the GoPro Karma is not turned on. So let me go turn. As I mentioned earlier, all you have to do is press the power button right here, and it will turn on. It will flash a little bit. You might not be able to see it, but and after you do that, you're gonna see, you know, swipe up on the controller, right? Swipe up on the controller, and it's gonna, what the controller told me now, it's searching for GPS. Can you see that? Because it's kind of bright out here. It's searching for GPS, and you already see the drone view. Get it? Or sometimes you need to do that typical calibration. Oh, you heard it?
Press and hold the start/stop button.
So it says ready to start. So when you are ready to start, I'm gonna move a little further away here. But when you're ready to start, it tells you it's ready to start, and it says press and hold the start button, start motor. So you hold the start button, and it's gonna go 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
And you see it active. It's on. Now it says tap to auto takeoff. So let me tap to auto takeoff. And now we're flying. It's gonna be a little tricky to control it, but so we're taking off, right? As I mentioned. So we're up in the air, take a left. So we're turning, right? Side rotations, left. Mention left, right. And if we want to go higher, all I'm gonna do is, click up, and you can see we're rising, and it's really fast actually. So now we've risen, and if I want to go forward, I click forward. So now you can see, watch on the roof on the left, we're going forward. If I want to go right, I'm gonna click right. It's gonna kind of go sideways. And if I want to go left, I'm gonna click left. It's gonna go sideways again. It's gonna get close to our building here. And then I'm gonna click backwards to fly back. So now it's flying backwards, as you can see. That's pretty much it. And we're recording, as you can see. I press this button. And one thing we can also see is if I rotate here, right? If I rotate here, I'm gonna be able to rotate the camera. See the angle? It shows you on the left screen there. And this is down there in the shade. You should see me. Here, I'm gonna walk in the sun there. And maybe you can see me walking in the sun with the tripod. You see me there? That's kind of funny. All right, walking backwards. And now I'm gonna just land, and for the end of the tutorial, I'm gonna show you some footage that has I'm gonna show you some footage of how it is color-coded, non-color coded, how it's flying, how it looks, the wide focal lens, the narrow. I'm gonna just show you some shots I managed to get in a week, and we'll end the tutorial there. You know, if you guys liked it, please feel free to subscribe and comment. And you know, this is my first tutorial I've ever done, so you know, give me some thumbs up. And if you have any questions, ask me. I'll test it for you. Thanks, guys.